Welcome to lesson 1 of module 2, Organization of Living Things. In this video, we're going to be looking at the different types of organism based on how they are organized within their cell. And the inquiry question which we're focusing on in this video is how are cells arranged in multicellular organisms? There are two types of cellular arrangements. We have unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are usually single cell organisms that must carry out all of the functions, including obtaining nutrients, exchanging gases, removing waste, and reproducing, all within their single one cell. Multicellular organisms are a community of cells that work together, and by doing so, they're able to allow the organism to survive and reproduce. All multicellular organisms consist of eukaryotic cells, but it must have multiple specialized cells that are responsible for specific functions. Its cells must have the same DNA, and they must be connected and be able to communicate and cooperate to function as a single organism, and they are dependent on each other for survival. Colonial organisms are a special type of multicellular organism that consist of many individuals living together, and they can be arranged into facultative colonies and obligate colony. Uh, a facultative colony is an independent organisms that aggregate together to form complex social structures that increase the chance of survival. And an obligate colony are individuals that vary in form and carry out specific functions for the organism to survive. And these individuals depend on one another for survival and reproduction and are sometimes physically connected. There are some advantages and disadvantages of being a multicellular organism. So, an advantage, their specialized cells are energy efficient, but a disadvantage of that is that more energy is required for survival due to having more cells that all need energy. Uh, they have longer lifespans due to being more energetically efficient. However, the cells cannot function independently, and there are more energies required for reproduction. There is increased genetic diversity in multicellular organisms due to sexual reproduction and genetic recombination, and they're less vulnerable to short term changes in their environment. However, populations take longer to evolve and adapt due to being multicellular. Another advantage is that they are able to produce more larger and more mobile organisms by being multicellular. Here we see a little bit of a chart on how cells can be organized, and we go from the smallest level on our left all the way to the largest level on our right that flows into a whole organism. So within a whole organism, they have organelles, and they vary in number and type based on the cell's function. Um, Organelles are then made into specialized cells, and these cells have a specific function to perform different jobs. When there are specialized cells that form together, they form tissues, and these are a group of similar cells working together to carry out that specific function. Organs are two or more tissues that work together to perform one or more specialized tasks, and then these organs form a system, which are a group of organs that work together to perform a vital task. When lots of systems work together and contribute to the successful functioning and reproduction of the whole organism. Here we see another way to organize it. So we go from an atom to a molecule to a macromolecule, an organelle, a cell, a tissue, an organ, a system, and then an organism. That is lesson 1 of module 2. Make sure you tune in for lesson 2.